Welcome to today's class. My name is Heather, and today's theme is yoga for burnout. So we're going to be moving through some really slow-paced stretches so that you can, stretch so that you can also relax and hopefully by the end feel just a little bit better. If you do have 2 blocks and a bolster, go ahead and grab it. If you don't, not needed. I'm going to be giving cues for with and without the props. And yeah, let's get started. Also, if you don't have a bolster, you can grab maybe like a couch cushion or even a pillow, whatever is going to make you the most comfortable today. Let's get started on hands and knees. If you do have your bolster, take it in front of you. And take both knees out wide. We're going to start today in child's pose. So uncurling the toes, toes to touch, and just shift the hips back. So if you don't have your bolster, just come forward into child's pose. And if you do, slide it in towards the hips and just come to lay on top of it. Turning to one side. And just rest the eyes. Just let your shoulders release any tension. Relax the breath. And just melt into the ground beneath you. Maybe switch sides of where you're looking. So coming onto the other ear. And if you want, you can even take the elbows out wide, bend through them, and take your pointer fingers and thumbs to touch. Just to create even a little bit more space in the shoulders. And then slowly lift the head up. Scoot your bolster forward if you have it. And then take both hands to the right. Melt the chest towards the floor. And just for a quick side stretch. Lift the head up. Let's take it to the other side. So both hands come to the left and then melt the chest towards the floor again. Lift up, come back to center, and then take both knees in so that your knees are touching or your shins are touching, and then just sweep both hands back towards your feet so that your palms face up towards the ceiling. Take the forehead to the mat in this little egg shape. And just let whatever emotions, whatever is kind of weighing on you or that you're holding on to, just let it all into the mat. And leave it all here. Let yourself release and let yourself let go. And then take both hands forward again. Gently press yourself up. And then walk both hands forward, coming to kind of a tabletop here. And then just lift up the knees, curling those back toes under. And then lift up the right foot. Take the knee out, ankle in, point the toes, and gently set the shin down for pigeon. Coming back down. Squaring the hips towards the front of the mat. And if you need to take anything underneath, like your block underneath your right hip, you can. Or bring your bolster in a little bit and come down. And you can lay one ear onto the bolster. And if not, you can gently fold down without it. And just turn your head to the other side, coming onto your other ear. And then gently lift up. Use your hands to press yourself up. Curl those back toes under. And then just lift up the shin. Send it back. And just switch. So bring the left knee forward. Take the knee out, ankle in. Toes are pointed. And set the shin down. Uncurl the back toes. And find your spot where you are comfortable on this side. So again, just checking in before we settle in. Hips are squared towards the front. Back foot is straight with the leg. And then when you're ready, folding all the way down. So if you don't have the bolster, you can always take both palms face up and kind of stay on your forearms here. This is a nice relaxing position. Or a block underneath the forehead. Or if you're with me, come to lie down. And then just switch sides if you're laying your head to one side. And when you're ready, slowly lifting yourself up, opening up to the right side, just to bring this right leg forward. Scoot up. You can, so if you do have your bolster, you can take, and your blocks, you can take one block on a low height. I'm gonna kind of see what works for me. It might differ too from how I'm doing it with you, just depending on body size or height. I'm pretty short. So I'm gonna lay mine over my bolster here. Again, not needed though. And take your soles out in front of you, knees bent. Grab onto your shins with your hands, and let's just move through a few seated cat-cows. Inhaling as you bring the chest forward and look up, and exhaling, rounding through the back. Inhale, chest forward. Exhale, round the back. A few more of these in your own time. Take your time. One more wherever you're at. And then sit back up. Send your hands to either side of you, and let's just windshield wiper out the legs a little bit from that pigeon pose. And then come to slowly roll onto your back. From here, you can adjust your shoulders and take both soles of the feet together. So you're sending the legs into a little diamond shape here. Knees come out wide. If you want a little bit more support, you can bring more blocks underneath the knees. And take the palms out wide. Face up. Relaxing through the face, unclenching the jaw, through the forehead, softening through the cheeks, the chin, the shoulders. And letting the knees melt down. Just kind of letting yourself surrender to this space, letting yourself fully come to relax. When you're ready, take the knees up, coming back to the soles of the feet. If you're with me with the bolster, lift up a little bit. If not, please stay laying down just to move it to the right side of you. You can move the block as well. And then come all the way back down to your back. Lift up the hips, scoot them a few inches to the left, and then lower through the right leg. Squeeze the left knee into the chest. And then use your right hand to take your left knee up and over. You can take it on top of that bolster or just over to the right side. Left arm comes either straight out or in a cactus arm like me. And you can look towards that arm or straight up. Slowly come to untwist. Send both soles of the feet to the mat and come back to center. Move your bolster to the other side of you. And then lift up the hips, shift them a few inches to the right this time. Lower through the left leg. And then bring this right knee into the chest. And use your left hand to guide your right knee up and over to the other side of you. Right arm comes straight out or in a cactus arm to your right side. You can look up or towards that arm. Gently untwist. Readjust the hips to come back to center. And then slide your prop, your bolster, underneath where your knees would be. Let them rest over the top. If not, take your legs out wide to either corner of your mat. And palms come face up to either side of you. And close the eyes. And let yourself always return back to your breathing if your mind ever wanders. I know it can be difficult to just be still sometimes, but sometimes it's so needed. These little breaks. I invite you to take notice of how you might be feeling now versus when you first stepped onto the mat. When you're ready, if you're ready, take one knee into the chest and then the other. Keep the eyes closed and turn onto one side. And gently press yourself up. Again, keeping the eyes closed. Take one hand, your left hand, to your heart, right on your stomach. And just feel your breath. If you'd like to, this could be a great moment to think of maybe 3 things you're grateful for today. Could be anything. Clean air, a home to live in, healthy body. Whatever comes to mind, the first 3 things. This always just helps kind of bring me back down to earth. So I'm hoping that it might be able to help as well for you. When you're ready, slowly blink the eyes open. Take the hands at the heart. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope that you feel a little bit more restored, a little bit better. Know that you can always come back to this practice or any of the more restorative practices to give yourself that time, give yourself that rest and that break. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the week. Feel free to pair this with another activity that you can follow up with, or maybe like a bath or whatever relaxes you. Sleep. Have a good one. I'll see you soon, and namaste.